Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Insane. What up, my brother? Hope all is well, man. All right, so Drabo, what's goody? So I'll all right, let's see Sherelle. So Sherelle, it's fine for the most part. It's fine. It's fine. So, all right, man, let's get it, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. So essentially, we had a show, the roulette show that we do. What's up, EBD? That we do on Mondays, right? And this would initially sparked my interest to explore this more. And as I was looking in the chat and looking at different shows and people making statements and opinions, it seemed as though like black men either one manipulated themselves or are being manipulated. There's a couple syndromes that seemingly come to mind, you know, and I'm just trying to
diagnosing
understand.
them.
Yeah.
You diagnosing people.
Well, I'm not that I'm diagnosing, but I'm just looking about. So I'm looking at the commentary that says why black men are like rooting and voting for Donald Trump, right? I'm not saying it's factual, but these are the things that I've seen.
This is the second time I've seen you do diagnosis. So maybe your doctor DJ might be the same.
No. This is the prog. Well, I'm just saying there's things that pop in my head. Savior complex, Stockholm syndrome, white man ISIS colder. Just, or is it just not wanting to see a woman in there, or is he the best? Now, now these are all plausible, not necessarily all negative. Is he the best out of two not so good options, or is it legitimately the policies and what we get if we have a Trump as opposed to a Harris? So it could be just those things. What's up, Mayo? So it could be those things, right? And so I wanted to understand this. Let me show you guys the clip that initially got me to say, okay, let's look at this a little bit more in depthly. All right. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. And again, the negative diagnosis or prognosis could be incorrect. It could be the one is just the policies, right? But there's a few things that I want to understand, and I wanted to get you guys' perspective while trying to understand it. See, look at that. See that? You see that? That's what I'm saying. So I want to understand. I want to give it a fair shake. All right, let me show y'all this. Y'all get the likes up, get the likes up, get the likes up. So this is one show that we did that kind of got me to thinking about this a little bit more. Now let me see if I got it on the right spot. So this is Talking Point Roulette Part 3. On this show, we go through different talking points. Women ain't shit, men ain't shit. Don't date baby mamas. Men are defined by their money. So we got all these talking points on a wheel. I click it and it picks one, like Jeopardy or whatever game that is, right? Yeah, R Fox, the panel will open in a couple hours. All right, but it'll go quick. And so before I start the roulette wheel itself, I asked them about different current events. This was a current event that I was looking at that I wanted to get their understanding on. We had a show yesterday. Mr. Fantastic already voted. He voted for Trump. Aaron was more kind of leaning on the best out of a bad situation. He came to a conclusion: vote red up top, down ballot, vote blue. And he kind of went into why, right? But this show got me to thinking because of the answers here, right? Because of like how it was made sense out of what happened. Let me show y'all. I think I got it in the right spot.
What this would mean for students here in the Bay Area and across California. If elected, former President Donald Trump wants to see major improvements to our educational system. He discussed his plans during an interview Friday on Fox News.
We're going to take the Department of Education, close it. I'm going to close it. Here's what bothers me about that. So let's say you have a liberal city, let's Los Angeles, San Diego, and they just decide we're going to get rid of that history. We got new history. This is America built off the backs of slaves on stolen land. And that curriculum comes in. Then we don't send them money.
Trump went on to say states like California would.
So that when I heard that, it was, what did he say? New history is this land built on the back of slaves and it's stolen, right? That's new history. I'm like, that would be just history, right? The actual history. And so former President Trump says we're gonna close them. We're gonna close them in response to that, right? So that caught my attention initially.
Maybe they do feel like it's new history, though, right?
But we know that
they taught white children that growing up around Trump age, that their country was built by slaves in England. That's not the story white children get about America.
Mm-hmm. I agree. They probably don't teach it in that way. Just like we were taught that the Pilgrims were nice to the Native Americans and etc. Right? But
and
once
it was kumbaya. Yeah, they're more taught about the Boston Tea Party and how some immigrants came from Europe and built this great country. This country is built off immigrants and hardworking men. That's what they teach white kids. They're not teaching white kids slavery.
No, 100%. But the skewed history, this man isn't a child, so he knows what the history is. But I agree I understand that point. They taught us the same thing, right? Until you get a little bit higher up in school, then it gets a little bit more in depth, right? So, but the former president says, just close it, right? That was his response. So I'm trying to make sense of it, essentially. Like that seems like that response doesn't make sense, just generally, when you listen to what the guy said. But this right here is what kind of perked my eye to this topic here.
Would have to be watched.
All right, let's keep going.
And quote, if they want to get cute, you don't send them the money. Governor Gavin Newsom responded saying Trump is unhinged and unfit to be president if he wants to take away nearly $8 billion in school funding for California kids.
Okay. Why? So the reporter here, or the person who's interviewing Trump, was sitting with him. I'm not sure of his role, but why is he saying they're going to teach new history? That this is stolen land built on the backs of slaves. How is that new history?
No, that's what I was saying. I think they're purposely taking it out of context. And I listened to it a couple of different times, so I don't understand.
Did he mishear them? Yeah,
I don't know. But that's what I'm saying. When I listened to it, I was like, what the question itself was weird. And they say if you teach and I think from what it made it sound like, they were saying something different, because at one point in time they were saying that they were helpers. What they called them something helpers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were doing that in states like Texas.
No, that was just like across the board. It wasn't just Texas. It was a couple different places.
Come on,
and like
man.
I said,
Let's listen to it one more time. So this the first thing when I'm like, come on, this is fantastic. Because I wanted to understand, because I thought I heard it how it heard it, and that was the context. But let me see. I think we go back and just listen to it, right?
System. He discussed his plans during an interview Friday on Fox News.
We're going to take the Department of Education, close it. I'm going to close it. Here's what bothers me about that. So let's say you have a liberal city, let's Los Angeles, San Diego, and they just decide we're going to get rid of that history. We got new history. This is America built off the backs of slaves on stolen land. And that curriculum comes in. Then we don't send them money.
Trump went on to say states like California.
Is he not listening?
I don't think he knows what he's saying.
But yeah, I don't think they know. The question was dumb because, like you said, how you going to say new history? And I think he was saying this is slavery built off stolen land, but not. I don't know. So the whole situation is what. But basically, they're doing that to cover up and misdirect. It's not because of that shit. It's because of the what do you call the thing now that it's illegal? Well, for one, you know, in California, they're doing the shit to where they're
what, bro? Like,
he forgot what it's called. He forgot what they were called because he was trying to make up a lie. So,
who?
Mr. Fantastic, really?
All right, now you know
it was either immigrants who.
Bro, you know, Mr. Fantastic like Candyman now. If you say his name 3 times,
Candyman, you're right. Let me be quiet.
Just chill out. All right. I know y'all don't want no smoke, Mr. Fantastic, so just chill. Now, what is Mr. Fantastic trying to do in this moment?
It sounds like he's trying to do what a lot of the, you know, people that support him when he say crazy stuff try to justify it. We all heard what was said. It was not, there's no misinterpretation. We all heard what the man asked him. So, it's not that understanding.
What you think, Sherelle? Like that, this is a very small, like, you know, fun example. Well, it's fun because it's Mr. Fantastic, right? But like, this shit throws me off. Like, if you ain't listening, that shit sounds ridiculous. Like, I'm not giving him an excuse because you ain't listening to the question that you're answering.
Yeah. So what Fantastic is doing is just placating to Trump's inadequacy, right? Because he's pro-Trump. So within that, you do that, right? You know how you kind of ask us questions to see if we listening before somebody trip us up, and you like when we catch it. So you will say something like, "Yeah, Sherelle. So if you ugly, why do you think men should like you?" I'm supposed to respond like, "I don't think I'm ugly." You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm supposed to catch that shit. You know, and if you expect women on panels and men on panels to catch it, we definitely think that the man who's trying to be the leader of the free nation should catch when somebody's about to say something. But he's not even, it's a clear indication that Trump is not paying attention. He's just trying to say what he has to say. And he's just talking through the interview. It's like, you could point that out. Even if you're still gonna vote for Trump, don't try to make it seem the man is perfect at this shit. Because that's when it gets disingenuous.
Okay. Yeah. See, that seems pretty logical to me. Any more on that, Ro? Because this is just an example.
I agree, but I think that also, I'm gonna take it a step further from what Sherelle said. I think that is stupid when they do that, because I can support the candidate and say, no, that's wrong. He shouldn't be saying that. I mean, when they try to justify it, makes it worse. It makes the ball even worse, because now you justifying why he said it instead of saying, nah, I don't agree with that, but I'll still support you because I believe in your policies. Like, that just makes sense. Just say that. I don't know why they do it. It's almost like they scared. Like I don't know. That's weird.
This nigga's scared.
Scared of what?
I have no idea, but that sounds like what people do when they scared, right? You try to justify what somebody's doing instead of just saying, I'm gonna support him, but I don't agree with that. That sounds crazy. Or can you clarify? Say that. Because I don't understand. I don't understand what he said. But they don't do that. They go into this thing where they try to justify what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I agree with Sherelle. I don't think Trump even knows half the time what he's saying.
But how should that be taken?
Well, we can't take him seriously, because this is no different than when we deal with people in real life. If somebody is mixed about what they feel all the time, or they're saying different things, I can't believe what somebody says when they're doing that.
Now, Ro, let me ask you, right? Because I gotta be fair. Well, finish your thought.
Oh, it's a difference when I say, you know what, Hamp, I look back and I realize we made a mistake, compared to and I changed my mind, compared to I'm going to stand on what I say today, But tomorrow and Thursday, it's going to be different. And it's going to be that way. That's the difference.
Okay. So now, what if I were to liken this to the Kamala Harris incident?
Which one?
Could it be argued that when we had that conversation on the POV, a similar tactic was deployed or employed by the ladies on the panel, justifying Megan Thee Stallion's performance?
I said that she performed what she performed. I wasn't justifying her performance.
Well, it was similar to like, well, Kamala didn't know. She doesn't know. That's not on her.
It's not on her to know whether or not she's going to do a performance or she's just standing up there. The other day they said Beyonce, they were putting a rumor out there. All the news stations put a rumor that Beyonce was going to perform in Houston with Kamala.
Okay.
She did not perform. She was there to speak and endorse the VP.
No, I understand that. What about Megan dancing and having dancers and a performance?
I'm understanding what I say. I do not believe she knew she was going to go out there and dance and perform. That's a different than going and endorsing. I'm going to speak and endorse somebody.
So you're saying Kamala didn't know she was going to dance?
I do not think she knew she was going to dance.
Okay. So just based on that logic then, because another clip I had queued, but it'd be no need for it because Trump would be off the hook for Tony Hinchcliffe.
I don't know. In that case, in that scenario, yes. I don't think I will say that. Yes. I don't know if he knew he was going to say that. I agree with that.
Okay. He didn't say anything against it. So, okay. So you're saying he's not responsible. What Tony Hinchcliffe said at his rally is what Tony Hinchcliffe said.
Yeah. I do not stand on a candidate being responsible for what somebody says at their rally, because I don't think that they sit down and have a discussion about what they're going to say. I just don't think, my knowledge, I do not think they do that.
Really?
Really. Because you're saying, and I'm going to ask you, are you saying that these people that come up and speak, they are sitting down with a script and working with the candidate on what they're going to say, like a speech?
If I'm running for president of the United States and I'm having you come up here to endorse me, I'm going to vet what it is that you're going to say. Of course.
Okay.
Or at the very least, I'm going to have a trusted advisor do the vetting if I can't do it myself. But there's no way I'm just throwing people up there, not having an inclination of what's going to be said. That makes zero sense and is irresponsible.
And you're right. It could be. I didn't say that she was not responsible. I said she did not know. I do not believe that they are sitting there and having these conversations and saying, don't perform, don't say this, don't say that. They should. We would like them to. But of course, when you're having endorsements, you're endorsing people because you want their followers. Mm-hmm. You want people that are voting for them, whether it's a candidate or whether it's somebody that follows this person, to follow you, right? So you're aware of their status and you're aware of what comes with them. But to say that she knew she was going to actually perform, I don't think so. Would Trump know what he was specifically going to say? I don't think so. I think that they were aware. It is possible that she was like, she might perform, she might not, but I can't say that she specifically knew the girl was going to perform.
Okay. So what's up, Jay Miller? You late? What's up, Jerice? So, okay. So what Tony Hinchcliffe said regarding Puerto Rico being a pile of trash floating in the ocean, Trump should be exonerated from that comment.
I didn't say he should be exonerated. Now, let's go back to what number 45 has said about people from Puerto Rico. So we can use that for example. If somebody says,
what did he say? Sorry. Edify me. I don't know.
I mean, I'll get a clip, but what he has said before about them is that their country is dirty. He has said these things about them. So if somebody comes behind him and says it in a joke, I can't say that he didn't know. He wouldn't agree with him. He wouldn't have him as an endorser.
So Trump, does Puerto Rico vote in the election?
They do.
So I know he said like the Haiti comment, right? A shithole, whatever the case is. Are you saying there's remarks on Puerto Rico also?
I believe he has said something about Puerto Rico. Just give me 1 second.
Rell, while Rose looking for that, what you think? You on mute.
Think about what?
So I'm just looking.
Put him in the
So I was looking at, just thinking about it, like so the Puerto Rico, I don't know if you heard it, but Tony Hinchcliffe, he has a show named Kill Tony. He's a comedian, right? They just did the roast of Tom Brady. I don't know if you guys watched it on Netflix, but Tony Hinchcliffe did the best. I think he's pretty funny for all intents and purposes, right? But he said Puerto Rico was a floating pile of trash in the ocean, right? And there's a lot of backlash regarding Trump being culpable for that comment because of that his rally. What do you think about that? What's up, Reaper?
Yeah, I think he's culpable.
Yeah.
And I think that Trump typically aligns more with people who think like him. Trump is actually standing on more than Kamala is a grifter, but Trump is not grifting. Trump he's in his audience, he caters to his audience, and his audience says shit like that, and he says shit like that. Like, this is the president telling people they come from shithole countries. You don't want immigrants coming from shithole countries like Haiti. That's your president. Did y'all forget who he was? Mr. Grab him, you went by the y'all Donald, right?
Yeah.
Mad at that man, like that's something he would say. He mad he didn't say it first. Donald Trump a comedian too, right?
Do everything apparently.
Funny.
So essentially, what do you think about the Megan Thee Stallion performance at Kamala's rally a few months back with the twerking and how it was kind of distasteful?
Yeah.
What's your thought? Is she culpable for that?
Yeah, I think she's culpable for that too.
So what's the difference?
I don't see a difference. I think whoever you bring out, you should know their character and what they're going to represent for your your audience. So who they go to, who they do interviews with, who they are bringing out to help promote their campaign, it all matters. But what I can say is Kamala's catering to Black women, so it fits the bill.
So, Ro, Sherelle's drawing a parallel or correlation that seemingly makes sense. If somebody's at your thing doing a thing, you're culpable for said thing to an extent. If I throw a party and somebody gets shot at that party, they're gonna see what I had, who was security, why was the environment as such, why couldn't people get out, etc. And then people gonna say, yo, Hamp Party was wild, or they was bugging at Hamp Party.
Yeah. So remember when they used to do battle rap at Irving Plaza, but after they had that situation that happened, Irving Plaza no longer does any hip hop venues at all. They're not doing battle rap. They're not doing rap shows. They're not bringing any of that in their environment at all. Just because that happens, because now all y'all somebody got to be responsible. And if this is the Harris campaign, then the Harris campaign is responsible, and she's Harris, responsible for whatever happened.
Yeah,
unless it's like a assassination attempt or something, then that's different.
Yeah, 100%. But you're saying, Ro, they don't control any of that. So you're not holding him accountable, or not accountable, right? Because that's assumed that you're wrong. You're saying that you're not holding him liable for what Tony Hinchcliffe said, and you're not holding her liable for what Megan's performance was.
Yes, because you cannot dictate when somebody gets up there. You can have a conversation with them prior, and you can say, I would appreciate if you don't do this. The campaign can say, no, you shouldn't do this. But when they get up there, you don't know what they're going to do. You don't know what they're going to do or what they're going to say. They very well in the background could have said, Megan, don't be twerking up there, girl. And then she went up there and was dancing and twerking. He very well could have went up there and said, but again, we have to understand how this works. You're bringing these people up here to gather their followers so that they can vote for you, right? So do I think that she knew what was possible? Like, are you going to have Megan say, shoot the whole sign and everything like that? Yes, because that's what her audience, that's what she was trying to get. She was trying to get her people that follow her. Is him bringing that dude on for a reason? Yes, he's bringing him on because he wants his followers. I mean, that's just what it is, but you cannot dictate what somebody does when they get on the stage. I just don't agree with that. I don't think that's how that works.
I think that everybody understands that in the world of business, some people are bad for business. They know we can't post this, we can't stand too close to this person, we can't associate ourselves with this person. Certain things that people do and people say, they'll get dropped from labels, they'll lose their jobs, they'll lose contracts. We've seen it with athletes taking certain stances, losing endorsements. So in the world of business, we understand that if you do something inappropriate, people disassociate themselves with you because it's a certain decorum that you're supposed to have during a certain moment of time. So within that, if you're running for president, nobody should understand that more than you. The business of the America, United States of America, and you're trying to run that business, you understand what's good for business and what's bad for business.
I agree, Sherelle, but it doesn't work like that in the political realms. When you're talking about athletes and you're talking about, so even if Hamp gets commercial, like let's just say a liquor brand is going to give Hamp, money to do the advertising in the contract, it has to state that your what you do off camera or whatever cannot reflect bad on the company. If it does, it's in the contract. Political campaigns, they are trying to gather votes. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. What I'm saying is whatever you do and whoever you decide to, or whoever decides to endorse you, because when those people get up there, they are publicly endorsing these candidates by speaking for them, on behalf of them. They are speaking on behalf of them. And that's why I said, yes, it would be advantageous for the campaign to say, look, Megan, it ain't going to look right if you go up there twerking. It's not going to look right for our campaign. But the bottom line is they know that they may know there is a possibility that she's going to do that, but they do not know specifically that she's going to do it. That's my thing, is that the candidate cannot know that.
I understand. It's like the endorser is doing them a favor, right?
Basically.
So Beyonce doing her a favor, Megan, Tony doing them a favor, Dr. Phil, essentially, because they don't get compensated, right?
Right. They do not get compensated. I want to clear that up as well. It is illegal for campaigns to pay for people to speak on their behalf. What you have are organizations. If me and Sherelle have the Rose Sherelle Pact and we're supporting Hamp for president, we can pay, but the campaign cannot. That is illegal.
So they do get paid?
No, they don't. They're not supposed to be getting paid. Hamp is what I'm trying to say.
I know, but there's going to be some type of kickback eventually. The kickback,
that's always there. So that's always there. Your lobbyists are also in the campaigns. So they're also able to say, well, it could be, I don't know, whatever Beyonce's nonprofit is or whatever she is for girls or whatever. It could be a lobbying group that says, I would like you to, do you plan on supporting Vice President Harris? And if so, she would like for you to come out for this event that she's having. But that does not mean that you're getting paid, Ham. It does not mean she's getting paid. Beyonce did not get paid for that event. That is not a paid event.
Okay. So
when you go to, another example is when you go to, like, sometimes you guys will see where they'll say, if you donate $50, you can come to this banquet or whatever the case is. Again, the people are not getting paid to be there, but you're paying so that you're able to go, so that the campaign can pay for the food and things like that. But actual people endorsing, and no, that is illegal. You cannot do that.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta look it up, but yeah, I don't see it. Like, I know CNN just had a report that says, there's no way to tell if people are getting paid or not. Okay. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most.